Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. Welcome to the 7th episode of From the Manor to Glory. Again, this is a recorded episode, so you will see this roughly 8-9 days from now, from when this is recorded. So some of these things I'll probably will say will probably be out of date. For instance, in real life, we've just had the FA Cup round 2, and yesterday Oxford United, the real team, beat Walsall 1-0 away. Woohoo! I don't know who we got in the third round yet, but the weird thing is, when this is published, you'll probably find out who won, who they've got. Talk about time warp. So this is the 7th episode. There will be probably no games in this one, so this is going to be a much shorter episode, just to give you a roundup of what's been going on. I've played a couple more games, including a very, very good result. Probably the biggest win I've had since I've played Football Manager, or for a very long time anyway. And I'll show you what's been going on in the last few games. Hello, there's me. Hello again. So hello future people. If I'm right, this should be published around 9th or 10th of December, and today it's December the 1st, so you'll be seeing this is the past me. So anyway, here is the current position of the club. If we just go into the competitions and then we go to League One, Oxford are sitting very nicely at the top of the table. We've won 8 games, drawn 2, lost 2, and the goal difference is now plus 18. If we try to find the right stage, shows you the full league table. There you go. We've scored 29 goals in 12 league games and conceded 11, so that's pretty decent. And if I show you, if I can find out how you do it, the stats, there you go. The stats at the moment, we've conceded the most fouls, we've scored the most goals though, but we've won 3 games in a row, we've had the most yellow cards. So the 2 formations I'm using do use a lot of bookings, so I have to swap around the side a bit. Some more player reviews, that's what I want to look at. So team goals, penalties, games won. I'm looking for top scorers actually. That'll be the best thing to look at. So if you just bear with me, just got to find out. Here it goes. Top goal scorers. We're not actually in the top goal scorers yet. I think because we mostly do a team effort. This is the first time I'm looking at screens like that. So Eastwood, yeah, Eastwood's got them on the most experience. Let's just go to the squad. That'd be best, wouldn't it? Yeah, our top goal scorer of 5 goals is Ben Woodburn, and he's suddenly scoring goals. And another player you might notice there who's suddenly scoring goals is Matty Taylor. The reason being is this is what's just happened in the last few games. Since you left us, when we beat Burnley in a penalty shootout for the League Cup for the 3rd time in a row, we then did this. We went and beat Gillingham 9-1. Oops, wrong screen. That game there. 9-1. Ben Woodburn scored 2. Ford scored 2. Longstaff scored 2. Street, our defender, scored 2, and our youngster on loan, Parrott from Spurs, he's also scored 1. Some amazing ratings here. Not one player really had a bad game. You don't even 6.86%. They were subs. So that was an amazing game. We then went to Fleetwood. It was a lot tougher. We only won thanks to Matty Taylor's first goal of the season, which was a penalty, and then Andy Ford right at the end at 89th minute. And then we just played Accrington Stanley, who, if you've seen previous episodes, we've got that special sort of like friendship with. We replaced them in 1962 in the league, and they replaced us in 2004 when we went down to the non-league. Again, Woodburn scored 1. Stanley took the lead though, and Connolly scored after 2 minutes, and then we equalised, and then Cadden, our on loan defender from Columbus Crew, made it 2-1 after half time. Then Street scored again from a corner, 3-1, and Richardson made it 3-2, and then Matty Taylor just went mad, bonkers, towards the end of time, scoring a 90 plus 1 minute, and then a penalty right at the end of the game. So Matty and Woodburn are starting to score goals quite regularly. We are using 2 formations at the moment. Formation 1 is the one you're familiar with. This is the formation which we were scoring those 9 goals against Gillingham. The problem is with that is that we can concede a lot, but I think Gillingham were just very poor on a day. So we were thinking about using a different formation, and this is the formation we've been using against Accrington Stanley, and it's generally a 4-4-2 formation, but pushing Baptiste down at the back to give a bit of cover at the defensive four lineup. So Baptiste is there. Longstaff, our other loanee, he's having a hit and miss season. His average rating is slowly going back up, but you can see the overall ratings are generally very good, with Matty Taylor actually now the best rated player after a really slow start. He's actually starting to get better. Would I keep him if I had the chance? Probably not, actually, because I think I could get a youngster in to replace him. I'm looking forward to the intake of youth players, which won't be probably being until February, March, and see if we can get some many decent youths coming in to give some of these guys a bit of a game. Ben Woodburn. His form is returning. Again, he's had a good couple of games towards the end. There he is. So he scored 1 goal against Accrington Stanley, then didn't score any against Fleetwood, scored 2 against Gillingham, and then he's scored 1 against Bolton Wanderers there. He's been having a good last few days. Back in our defence, Eastwood is our best goalie. Hansen is doing well at the right back. Rob Dickey and Street. Let's look at Street for a second. Of course, Street's the one who's been scoring goals. In his last 5 games, they go 5 games and he scored 3 goals. He scored obviously 1 against Stanley, and then 2 against Gillingham. And his average ratings are getting quite decent as well. So yeah, I'm glad I bought him. Again, I bought him for nothing. And yeah, so who's doing our most assists at the moment? Well, Ruffles, who is one of my most experienced players, and Longstaff. Longstaff is starting to get better. He should do, because we're paying a lot of not that as many as that wages, but still quite a lot of wages. In his last 5 games, he's had an average rating of 7.1 with 2 goals and 2 assists, so that's good. I am currently still looking for some new players, even though the financial bit of it is not brilliant. If we currently look at financial now, it's 6th of October in the game. Overall balance is now 1.9. That's certainly gone down, but again, we're meant to be at protection of the end of the season. We're meant to have a loss. We are currently spending only 79,000 of our 85 budget wages, so that's good news. Our transit budget is there only because that'll compensate players we'll be releasing. I'm not actually buying any players. Scout budget's gone down a little. I haven't really spent much on that. What's our projection then? I haven't looked at this since last time. We're still going to have a debit of minus 1.16, but that does not count how well we're doing in the cups at the moment. As you remember, our next cup game will be home against our senior club Spurs, so I'm expecting a 12,000 crowd there. Again, that is great. We're going to get a capacities ground, but if you think about it, it would have been better if we were away at a Premiership side, because then we get more money. But that's still pretty good that the projection that we had at the end of, right at the beginning of the very first of 2 episodes, was almost double, even treble that. It was going to be about 2.8 million debit or something like that, and it's now only 1.16 debit. So you can't complain about that. But again, if you look at the schedule, it does not include the FA Cup, because we're not being drawn in the FA Cup yet. So we'll start on round 1, and that normally is in the beginning of November. So if I show you, Oxford United enter first round on 9th of November 2019. So we've still got the League Cup coming up. That will be in episode 8. So you can see the whole episode of us taking our senior club on. It's going to be extremely tough, because I know that Tottenham will be playing their best side. Of course, this is before Pochettino got the sack in real life, so he's still the manager here. It's amazing their hot prospect Troy Parrott is actually with us, so he'll be cup tied. But you can see from the Tottenham side, they've got some very good players. The obvious one is Harry Kane, whose value is 76 million. Yes, he's good, like he is in real life. And then they got some really good players, like Hugo Lloris is a very good goalie, of course. Dele Alli, English international again, rated nearly 50 million. Yeah, if Pochettino decides to bring out a full strength side, we are going to get beaten quite easily. So yeah, so what games have we got coming up? Well, we've got the Leasing Trophy game against Crystal Palace. We've already qualified for that one for the next round because we beat Peterborough 2-1 in the away tie. So I'm just going to quickly look at see what under 23s look like. Yeah, pretty mediocre. There's some really good players for them, but it shouldn't be too bad for us. But I'm going to give some other players a chance in that game. I'll do that game off recording, so you don't actually have to go through it. When we come back, it'll be likely be just before the round 4 of the League Cup. So I'll go through all these games off record, and then I'll come back for the Cup game, and then probably stay around for the next couple of episodes. Will be Portsmouth. The FA Cup will be scheduled for then. A little bit of a bug there, as you noticed. Doncaster are playing them twice on the same day. But that's going to be possibly the FA Cup again. Hopefully the bug will not be there by the time we do it. We'll find out, I suppose. So yeah, we will play Crystal Palace under 23 games because that's going to be in 2 days' time, game time. I'm going to do that off record in a minute, and then I'll come back with episode 7, which will be the Tottenham Cup game. But anyway, I just wanted to give you a roundup of what's been going on. The dynamics of the club is very good, which is great. My manager support, they really do like me as a manager now. This is even before me not doing another coaching course. So the coaching course that I was originally on, I started off with, has helped greatly here. So when you start managing clubs in leagues, and it's no point you starting as a no hoper, because even if you're doing very well, the club you won't get any support from the players because they think they're better experienced than you. We currently have 41 players at the club, including 17 in the first team, who I've considered to be very happy. Our current recent form: win, lost. Don't know where that loss was. What's that? Or they're doing it completely away. Oh, lost. Lincoln City. Oh, okay, so they're doing it from. So it's actually loss, win. Not the other way around. So let's look at the hierarchy. How many players? Do any actually more players like me now? 13 players support me. That's gone up. 14 have no real opinion, and none don't like me. So, and importantly, Ruffles and Brannigan, one of my 2 top players, they both support me. It'd be nice if Eastwood does. Mackie does. Callan, Fosu, Street, Morford, Agai, Goran, Navarno, Sykes, and Bosson. So most of those are actually signings. Social groups, there's our social groups. Happiness. Again, I'm going through all this now because you don't normally see this when I'm doing the normal episodes with games, because I'm trying to give as much time for the games, because we normally get 1 or maybe 2 games per 30-minute episode. Yeah, so I'll let you know how the other games go on. Again, episode 8 will be back with the cup game against Tottenham. Again, if you like this series, then please let me know. I am hoping by the time you watch this, I'll be starting my Twitch English level 10 series. So I'll be starting with a level 10 side, probably using one of these formations, and see how far up we can go. It's going to be a lot more struggle. It's going to be a lot different because you're using level 10 side, and the side I'm hoping to be is Didcot Town, this side here, unless there's a real local side, who are in the English Southern League Division 1 Central. I think that's probably level 9, could be level 10. But anyway, there we go. So I'll go back to the inbox, and thank you for watching this much shorter episode, and stay tuned for episode 8. So goodbye.